Hello, Canada and hockey fans in the United States and Newfoundland. The election has been called. The candidates are set. It's a best-of-7 series. Oh, baby, it's gonna be a doozy.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps, the players bump, and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game.
Look, the fact of the matter is, Newfoundland and Labrador is bankrupt, and it's no good being like Mr. Callahan here and living in complete denial about it.
Now, wait just a second.
No, you wait just a second. The worst part about our predicament is that it could have been avoided. I know we've touched on equalization.
Gentle.
It was meant to be a provincial welfare fund to help the poorer provinces, but it was actually designed to keep Quebec happy. Now, Ottawa will never listen to us, while we keep handing Mr. Trudeau our votes without complaint. Scandal after scandal, and we just blindly follow his mediocre lead.
Now, that is an inflammatory oversimplification of a complicated system.
Complicated for some.
Some easy to criticize from the outside, isn't it?
Well, look at how the Prime Minister has handled the pandemic. It took Canada 153 years to accumulate $800 billion in debt, and Trudeau has created 50% of that in a single year. It's unsustainable. And he's masking the effects by printing money at a clip of $5 billion a week. That's 19% of our yearly GDP over the course of 7 days. Every 7 days!
And what does this have to do with equalization, Richard?
That money could be used to help the vulnerable of our society, to house the homeless, to bring clean drinking water to our Indigenous communities, as promised, and to hopefully, one day, finally level the playing field between the rich and poorer provinces. And it's being thrown away without a clear plan as to how or when to right the ship. If Ottawa and the provinces keep printing money like this, we'll be a third world country before long, and then where on the pecking order will Newfoundland and Labrador be? Quebec will always have 78 seats, we'll always have 7. The entire political arena is forced to cheer for Quebec. And what do we have? The canteen lady, the equipment manager, and a few fellas up in the nosebleeds waving our flag. A joke. No one will ever listen to us while the audience is so stacked heavily in their favor.
You're a broken record, Richard.
Well, if you'll forgive me, it's not my political record that's broken.
Oh, vicious body check by O'Byrne.
Okay, let's take a caller, shall we? Gary from Badger's Key, you're on the line.
Boys, I got to agree with Richard on this one. It's all Trudeau's fault.
Just to be clear, you mean Justin Trudeau?
Well, take your pick. Pierre, that floppy-headed teacher twit. Sir Trudeau Jr. couldn't run a hot dog stand. He was born into privilege. Silver spoon in his mouth. He wouldn't know what end of the spray bottle the cheese whiz come from. Father and son single-handedly destroyed this country.
Single-handedly?
Yes, both of them. Sure, they got the country ripped to pieces. Just like Daddy done in the 70s, Junior's doing now. West against East, East against West. Most divided we ever been. And he still won a second mandate. He got me rotted to me core.
So I take it that you didn't vote for him?
No, I bloody well did not. Scheer had an open net on a breakaway. And what did he do? Ringed it off the post. It come back, got him square in the pills. He's up there in the press box now, watching the game with a bag of frozen peas over his nuts. Trudeau, back checking on the parliamentary hockey team, so no one can accuse him of being left wing.
Does that mean he plays right wing?
Oh boy, you got Pierre's name, but Butts brains.
Yeah, well, Gerald Butts. Now, there's a perfect example of what happens when someone jumps from the private sector willy-nilly into public life. Hey, Richard.
Oh, and Callahan with a spear to the midsection of O'Byrne. Come on, ref.
Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Newfoundland Labradors like the friggin' Toronto Maple Leafs. We're doomed, me son. Sure, the Leafs couldn't even beat that foolish old Zamboni driver from Carolina. Like, what hope do we got?
What do you think, gentlemen? Will we always think this year is going to be our year, only to be disappointed in the end?
Well, I appreciate you calling in again, Gary, and I agree with you. Newfoundland and Labrador is like the Leafs, doomed to be up 3-1 in every series and lose Game 7 for eternity. And that'll never change without new management, talent, and personnel like my Terra Nova party. And it'll certainly never change while everyone in the federal government comes from downtown Toronto. The country doesn't end at the on-ramp for the 401.
He shoots! He scores!
So, with all this passing the buck on equalization, I wonder, have you conveniently forgotten about the Atlantic Accord fiasco, James?
Oh, Maybe Sally Brown, 2 minutes for instigating.
Yes, what about that, James? That boondoggle even crossed my desk in New York. What was it, some sort of annuity based on Hibernia royalties? And yet somehow your provincial government booked it all in as a $2.5 billion surplus. They claimed they were flush, but we knew the truth. The bank account was empty. And the lie conveniently came 2 weeks before the election, just in time to ensure a majority government.
Slap shot, 5-hole.
Parading around like you were given a blank check, and meanwhile the province was bankrupt. The health, social welfare, education, infrastructure, all of it on the province's shoulders, and none of the financial resources to pay for it. You know who I feel bad for? The millennials. The majority of them will never be able to afford a house, and now, because of the reckless spending of the feds and the actions of you and your crowd of political bandits, they'll be paying for this mess for generations to come.
We're not bandits!
Okay, Boomer.
Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Are you saying the Atlantic Accord mess wasn't unethical?
No, look, what
It
I'm
was
saying...
complete and utter criminal malfeasance. You know, James, that sort of fantasy financial maneuvering gets people arrested on Wall Street.
Well, you would know, Richard.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, that got him right in the cup.
Look, but before I set everyone straight on that point, I'd like to go back to equalization for a second. Have you lost your mind? I mean, of course I agree we're owed money, but do you really think that leveraging ourselves against Quebec is the best way to make the feds see the light? Yes, because the federal government and La Belle Provence have always had such a congenial relationship. My God, Richard, sure they should put you on the Middle East with that kind of diplomatic genius.
Scores! I wouldn't have wanted to get in front of that one.
Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the best game hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
James, you've been quoted as saying Richard would have the country divided but united against Newfoundland and Labrador. Care to qualify that?
Yes, I do, Emma. We can't approach Ottawa like a child that hasn't gotten what he wants for Christmas. We have to stop being jealous of our siblings, in this case the other 9 provinces, and what they've been given by the federal government. Look, I'm a parent. Trust me, they'll eventually tune us out. What we need is a strategy that unites our concerns and grievances with those of the entire country.
He scores! Just squeaked that one across the line.
Richard?
Well, Mr. Callahan has conveniently twisted my words. I'm not talking about division. I'm actually talking about unity. The country is torn to pieces with regionalism, and we need to be united. Remember when Paul Henderson scored his famous goal during the Summit Series?
Yes.
That was the most united Canada ever was. Then came the National Energy Program, sovereignty for Quebec, the sponsorship scandal, the We Charity debacle, and on, one disaster after another. Every region in Canada needs to start rooting for each other. We need to be teammates. We need to start seeing ourselves as a complete country, and in order to do that, we all need to understand what wounds each region is carrying. We need to understand what's owed, and we need to come together as a team to put ourselves in a place to win.
Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab for it and fell. Here's another shot right in front. He scores! Henderson has scored for Canada!
Oh, take me where the hockey players face off down the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up for the champs who win the drink. Now the final flick of a hockey stick and the one gigantic scream. The puck is in! The home team wins at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Hey, things got so heated in there. I thought you two were actually going to come to blows.
Sorry. It's easy to get carried away when I'm talking to that man. 20 years butting heads on Wall Street, and he's the one who gets my blood boiling.
Can I offer some unsolicited advice?
My favorite kind.
Okay, it's fine.
I'm joking. Shoot.
I know this quest that you're on means a great deal to you. But when you lose your temper and start making things personal with Mr. Callahan, you lose credibility. And you have a lot of intelligent things to say and a lot of great ideas, but no one's going to hear them if you keep acting superior. And what you said about Henderson's goal uniting Canada, that really spoke to me.
Am I missing something here?
Excuse me?
I thought you'd be happy. You've passed Kelly Grussori in the market share. You've always had the respect, now you have the numbers. What's the problem here?
Sally is baiting you.
No one.
She wants you to implode. You seem like a nice man.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
Please welcome to Center Ice, tonight's 2 stars.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, puck goes down the ice. Goalie jumps, players bump, fans all go insane. Someone roars, hey, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Second period.
Where players dash with skates aflash, the home team trails behind. Grab the puck, go bursting up, they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees, they travel like a burning flame. You see them slide, the puck inside, it's a 1-1 hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Third period. Last game of the playoffs.
Oh, take me where the hockey players face off down the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up for the champs who win the drink. The final flick on the hockey stick, and the one side gets extreme. The puck is in, the home team wins the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old